Started with $1 in a dream. This one for all the people that said I couldn't do it.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Lesiba Mothupi, and we are back again onto my YouTube channel. Now on today's videos, you do know that on Sundays I like to look at the markets, dive a bit more into deep with you guys on the markets, and help you guys be able to see what we can make of the week. So I do have some pairs that I want you guys to take a look at, share with you, and then maybe also get to hear your opinions down in the comment box. So do make sure to also be active in the comment box. And at the same time, guys, I want you guys to also be a part of my Telegram group, as that's where I get to upload some PDFs whereby I have, when I send out analysis on the markets, upload them in the public group and so on, and even updates that I do have, I upload it into the public group. So I want you guys to also be there. Make sure you do like this video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let us now jump into the markets and see what we can make of the new week. So now let us start off first with the dollar index. So looking at the dollar index, guys, I'll be starting off with the daily, because I remember on the previous live sessions we mentioned that the daily time frame, we want price to be giving us third touches here, because take a look at the first touches that have came here, second touches right here, and also this point was our third touch. It did this impulsive move, third touch came here, but it went up in a much more corrective manner. That was when we were able to spot that this can still go back down for one more move. And you can simply see that it's a double bottom on a bigger time frame. But let me just go on the 4 hour. Let me just go down on the 4 hour. There we go. 4 hour chart. You can simply see that now we have reached our full potential on the double bottom. We closed our 90% target here. And you remember on the previous live session, I had this, this indicating us that we are now going to be capitalizing on a move to the downside. And as you can see that the dollar has dropped, and now we have reached targets. So meaning that this was a short-term trade that we're looking at, which now we can say that we have reached targets on the short move. And moving forward, we are now looking into buy moves, because we saw on the daily time frame that we are at the support line of our the daily time frame, support line of the trend line of the daily time frame. And now on the 4 hour time frame, just by having my support zone here, you can simply see that this is also a double bottom structure, and also I like the fact that at the daily presented also what seems to be a double bottom, because it's a bit more clear also on the daily that we are in a double bottom phase. Okay, take a look at this, the first peak here, the second peak. So basically the multi-touch confirmation has agreed with us, because we are now at the third touch, and price has given us the double top formations, double bottom formations, and we are now at the third touch, on which it's very, very powerful of us to take note of. Okay, so now let me go on to maybe the 1 hour so we can see what we can make of this. But the most important thing that I want us to know is that price from the dollar index, we should be expecting buyers. Now the dollar should be expecting buyers, meaning that pairs that have USDs in USD, if USD is being the code, the code currency, such as gold, you can see here USD is the code currency, means that we can be expecting a short move, selling move, because the power is to the upside. And also, let's say for instance AUD USD, you can simply see that we've got USD. Even USDs are here. USD is our base currency, meaning that we can be seeing USD gaining strength, and the USDs are going from being 16 rand all the way to 18 rand and so on. So but I will be jumping onto that moving forward. So on the 1 hour chart, I like the fact that already this has given me so much evidence. This candlestick here is giving me so much evidence. As you can see, price came impulse down, give us a bit more corrections to the downside. And on the 1 hour time frame, you can simply see that this could be our support areas on the 1 hour chart. But price came here and started correcting a bit here. It started moving downwards in a descending manner. Once price started moving downwards in a descending manner, the next candle that has confirmed our direction was the impulsive candle to the upside, this engulfing candlestick, on which I would say that the dollar index is now ready to just continue shooting up. We can start seeing movements all the way to the upside and up until, because this is just on the 1 hour time frame, but for the next few months we can still see the dollar index keeping on going to the upside, because then you can also have this be here. Let me just evolve this line real quick here. So it'll guide us also as a breakout line, meaning that once since I'm doing it on the 4 hour, remember guys, when you are doing charts on the 4 hour, it means that for that chart to be legit, it has to break out on that time frame that you drew it. So for instance, I drew mine on the 4 hour chart here, meaning that even if it closes on the 1 hour time frame above this line, it's not a valid breakout. But when it does break out with the 4 hour candle, then it's a valid breakout. And I like the fact that you can simply see here we've got our first, second, third, meaning that the more touches you get, the more weaker prices, meaning that there's a high chance of us also breaking this line and then continuing all the way to the upside. Since we are now looking at a bigger move to the upside, double bottom on a higher scale, price can be going all the way up to these areas, from where we at now up until these areas here, and possibly going all the way more to the upside. But remember, we are on the 4 hour chart, and this is what we are seeing. So it means that there's still more potential to the upside. There's a lot of potential to the upside. So we did see the dollar index. Now let us start off first with our top 6 pairs, as I do have the USDZAR, gold, AUDUSD, GBP CAD, NAS 100, and US 500. Okay. There we go. Okay, there we go. So I remember on the previous live sessions also, guys, we did speak about the dollar USDZAR. Obviously, we wanted price to continue pushing a bit more to the upside, but we still had belief that even if price doesn't go all the way to the upside, we can still be getting double bottom formations, and we'll use that, we'll take that, and then we'll move forward with it. So that's what I got on the USDZAR. For our time frame, obviously I've got this being my first peak, this being my second peak, and obviously if I may just even add lines onto my chart works, you can easily see that this will be my structure here, and this will be my second point. First point, which would be here, second point, which would be here, and obviously we are now we have experienced a breakout here, and price is now basically just retracing, and the next candlestick is just going to be shooting all the way to the upside now. So that's a move that we can learn from, a move that we are seeing. Even this management line, I had it set out now, or what you guys are seeing. So let me just go on our time frame, something that I saw on the 1 hour time frame. I was able to spot this beautiful first touch, second touch, now being at the third touch. Not only that, but price came here and gave us a double bottom structure. This would be our first one, and this would be this candlestick. There would be our second. It's not too clear, it's not too beautiful, but you can see price came back, it went a bit more to the upside, came back also beautiful undecided candle here, and it started going back to the upside. So now we have the first peak and the second peak, and the fact that this is our first touch, this is our second touch, this is our third touch. We're seeing this at the third touch. It means that there's a lot of momentum. And take a look at, okay, yes, this is our breakout. It broke out here, so now it came back to retesting with the double bottom, with third touches and so on. It adds up to all the evidence that we actually need in order for us to take this beautiful trade. So USDZAR, I see it pushing more to the upside up until, let us see. Okay. Can easily have this being our first target, obviously this being our second target, but doesn't mean that we can take profits. Just us just managing, seeing what price is doing when it gets there. Is it getting there with higher momentum? If it does get there with higher momentum, it means that we can still scale in. There's still more chances of us still shooting way more to the upside. But if not, then it means that we can wait for a deeper correction, because remember that from here we can be getting this and just a slight correction and a push. Once it does get here, what we're going to be looking for is how did it get there? Did it get there with the correction? With an ascending type pattern, meaning that there's a high chance of us just going back to the downside, or did it get here and maybe treated this area previous resistance as now support, or did it get here and start to correct, showing us that it wants to go more to the upside? And once it does do that, we'll be able to just capitalize, and also we'll see the same thing that we're looking for here. We'll be looking for it here, and once we go past this whole section here, this area of resistance, then we are now in a confirmed bullish market, and in a long-term bullish market, because this is when you are about to start to start and find the trend when it's about to begin. But once it has broken out of this area here and it's treating it as support now instead of resistance, it's now support. We are now in a bullish market, and the movement all the way to the upside is going to be very beneficial, all the way to the upside up until somewhere around here 19 rand 20 cents. Okay, somewhere around here 19 rand 20 cents. Somewhere around 19-20 cents here, and possibly we can still continue shooting and reaching more highs, because it's all about the market creating higher highs and higher lows. And now we can simply see that not even 19 rand 20 cents, it's 19 rand, somewhere around 19 rand 35 cents. So basically the USDZAR is going to be a bit more expensive in the next few months. So if you're a person that's trading with the dollar, you can keep your account, you can keep on funding into your dollar account. You can do all these things. I wouldn't say that now is a good time to be withdrawing from your account using the dollar. It's even a better time for you to be funding your account and waiting for the market to push. Once it's 19 rands, whether you made a profit or not, you'll still be in profits because you experienced this whole gap to the upside. That's one thing that I like about the USDZAR. I've got accounts in USD, so meaning that even if I don't get to buy and hold the trade all the way to the upside, I will still be able to make money because I have accounts in dollars, and I have funded my accounts when the dollar was still at 13 rands and so on. So it's exciting to be seeing that, and you can still continue to be funding your account. Meaning that if you put $1,000 in your account now, you don't trade or you don't do anything. After a few more months, after 2 months, your account, that $1,000 instead of 16,000 is gonna be 19,000. So you made basically 93,000 in profits. You made 93,000 profits without placing a trade. Okay, so that is the USDZAR. It's looking beautiful, guys. We're looking forward for this long-term move. I like the fact that we're just starting a trend when it's about to start. So it's something that we need to take. We need to understand that it's a long-term move. It's basically a long-term move. We're going to be seeing this for the next few months. It's a trade that we're going to be discussing in the next few months, week after week, month after month. Okay. Okay, so now looking at gold, remember what we said about the dollar index. The dollar index is going to be gaining strength moving forward, guys. Like, we're going to be getting a lot of strength from the dollar index moving forward, meaning that the dollar is going to be going up. And if it's going up, okay, let me just do this. This is the dollar this side, it's going to be going up. Let me put this here, meaning that obviously if it's going up, there's a high chance of the gold dropping. So the reason we're analyzing the dollar index is in order for us to be able to understand this whole movement of the base and the cold currency. So if that means that, so it means that now we can be looking for long-term sell moves on gold. Long-term sell moves. We've been buying gold. We've been making money going all the way to the upside with gold. It's because of the gold. I mean the dollar index losing strength. But now, since it's gaining strength, let us take a look at how we can capitalize. I'd like for this area to be our target areas right here. Okay, you can even have this, whether we have it or not, it's okay. Whether we have it or not, it's still okay. As you can see, first touch, second touch, not the third touch. This being our target. Let me just do this. It's gonna be a beautiful trade. Let me just do this. Target. Okay. And now on the 1 hour, let's move down onto the 1 hour. Okay, there we go. On the 1 hour chart, take a look at what's happening on the 1 hour chart. Let me just zoom in a bit. You can simply see that we've got our first touch here, second touch, and obviously experiencing a third touch here. So this third touch doesn't even mean that it has to come here perfectly and go back down. As you can see, when price started getting here, it shot all the way to the upside, but as soon as it approached this area here, it started just giving us bearish candlesticks. It started just playing with us a bit. So this can also be meaning that can either be having a slight correction on the 15-minute. This could be a slight correction on the 15-minute, on which you can easily just have your sell stops below this area here. Sell stops, stop loss could be just above here, and you can just say first target maybe could be here, or this area. As you can see, this is like, this will be first touch, second touch, third touch, but there's a higher chances of us breaking this and then going all the way to the downside up until this area on which this is the up until these areas on which this is the H4 target, and it's the higher time frame target, the 4-hour target, on which you can even see 24% that we can make. But I want to show you guys something that I was able to spot too on the 4-hour chart before we move forward. Something that I was able to spot too, speaking about the 4-hour time frame. I'm taking a look at this trend line here. Now this trend line here is not just here to guide us on, just I don't know, seeing trend lines and so on, but it's here to actually indicate to us that if it did break out, how did it break out, what is it doing? And I was able to just move it up to here as I had this as my second point. As you can see, first point, second point, and now third point. It went a bit more to the upside. Remember, the more touches we have, the more weak it gets. So out of the third point, at the fourth point, that's when it broke out impulsively candle. And then after they, obviously the market makers want to play a bit more with people's emotions. They shot a bit more to the upside. So we can also see this as a breakout and as a retest. As you can see, it's at resistance. This is the resistance. It was previous support, but now it's acting as the resistance because it's coming from underneath it instead of coming from above it. And also, first, second, third touch. So this area is actually a very strong area of us to sell. This is one of those trades that you can literally sell and hold all the way to the downwards, because you can see how gold is when it does go up. It went up nicely, so you can be expecting another move back to the downside going like this. And normally the market, when it drops, it does drop 3 times faster. So this move that we're seeing here, it can happen within a few, not even I wouldn't say months, it can even be after a few weeks, like 3 weeks or so on. So it's actually a beautiful trade that we're looking at, but I just decided that we should evolve the structure so we don't have a lot of trend lines at our current market price. Evolve, and then we stick to looking at this current market price. So it's gonna be an amazing trade on taking the gold. It's gonna be an amazing trade. Just have to be careful on how you capitalize from it. Even if it does push a bit more to the upside, remember that this is still an area of resistance. This is an area of resistance all the way to here. So anywhere from here we can start expecting sell moves and then going all the way down. That is gold, AUD, USD. We have seen the markets, you know that I'm always real when it comes to forecasting the markets. I'm always real when it comes to giving you guys the top the highest quality setups. So I do believe that you found a lot of value, not only to see what trades you're going to be taking for the week, but also to see how I see the markets, also to have a different type of perspective towards the markets, and so you can be able to develop a skill that nobody can take away from you. And I can't wait to be going down in the comment box to see what you guys are saying, the opinions that you guys have about the page that I did just share with you guys. And also I can't wait to see you in the Telegram public group, whereby you'll be getting updates from me on each and every day. So by Lesiba Mothupi, thank you so much for watching my video.
You go out here, dedication, determination, and discipline. I told my teacher back then I would be like this. She looked at me like I was crazy.